How's it, guys? Welcome to my home studio. My name is Kelly, and on my channel, I like to share with you folks planner videos, recipe Nook planner videos, art videos, DIYs, crafts, mixed media, hauls, and happy mail, and sometimes I will even throw in a little lifestyle video just for fun. So, without further ado, back by popular demand, I had two different people ask me to do my recipe nook planners. Who knew? I love my recipes. I've been very into my recipes since I was a little teeny bopper, as it were. Um, so, as some of you may know, a lady who was near and dear to my heart, she was the mom of a friend of mine. Her name was Karu, and she is was a Japanese lady. She's no longer with us, and she taught me how to cook. So I've always had a love of cooking, and I cook a very wide range of foods. I just don't stick to one type of food. Like Italian or something, or just Chinese food, or what have you. I love everything. So, yes, I have a myriad of different ways that I keep my recipes, and I have a huge collection of recipes handwritten by yours truly in various different binders and books and systems and on cards and you name it. You know, whatever I was in the mood for at the time, that's what I did. So, I have been compiling my recipes into my Recipe Nook half-sheet skinny Happynichi happy planner. And I keep them in my House of Flynn, which is here. And I've been just slowly incorporating them little by little. So I have a few recipes done. So you guys have seen this. This is one of my Hello Kitty binders that I bought from the store that used to be open, called Sanrio, which I love, and is now sadly closed in my area, unfortunately. But you can shop online. And I have a couple different ones. I've shown you this one, and that's the only one I've shown you. This is an actual notebook. This isn't paper. It was made like this. And I have all of my different recipes in here. So, you've seen this one before. Now I'm going to show you a different one. This one right here, I want to say I started this in about 2009. I have about 9 of these books, and they are the smaller binders that they sell at Staples. So I just ordered scrapbooking paper, this specific design with this Hello Kitty motif for Michael's, and I ordered a ton of paper. I can't remember the amount, and then I picked it up at the store. And so what I did is I cut out the papers and then I just used it to decorate it. And then I have done the spine as well. And then for my recipes that I've torn out of magazines over the years, or different magazines people have given me, etc., with recipes on them, I have put them into sheet protectors in those humongous 3-inch binders. So I have several of those, and they are all categorized, and I used sticky notes, post-it notes to delineate the different sections. This is just labeled as yum yum, basically, do it. But I use those as my labels, and I also bought a whole bunch of the exact same 8.5 by 11 plasticky dividers. Now, those are a different varietal of recipes, and some are collections that other people have given me over the years, or copies of their recipes if they were really good. So you know, there's so many recipes to try in the world. If you don't want to eat something twice, you don't have to by any means. But this is where I am pulling my recipe from today, is out of this collection. I can't remember what size these are, but I have in here page protectors with the larger size. I'll pull one out with the larger size lavender, because that's my favorite color. What are these called? Index cards. I bought a whole bunch of these years ago at Staples and Office Max. That way I would have enough, and I have one on each side to do these recipes. And I have these in sheet protectors that are smaller, made by Avery. And then I threw in a few that were green. And then I have this zippy pouch in the front that I can keep different things in. I can't recall where I got this from. This could be from a planner, for all I can honestly remember. I mean, that was 10 years ago that I set these up. 10 years plus. It was either 07 or somewhere between 07 and 09. 2006 maybe through 2009. Somewhere around there is when I set these up. And then at Walmart, I bought a whole bunch of these. And these are plasticky dividers. And that way I could set up different sections for my planners. Now I bought these, and I bought the 8.5 by 11 ones because they had so many. So, and I have so many of the 3-inch binders with the different recipes. So that was a very fun project putting together. Also, so these are recipes that are from friends that we made, all of us together over the years, just different ones. Okay, and I really cherish them. So I wanted to, since my jam right now is my half sheets, I wanted to put these in my half sheets. This one recipe, at least, for now. Okay, and this is my House of Flynn. I've shown this before. Traveler's Wallet, it's called. And I have a video on the exact name of this. They have this one, and they sold out of the one that had the floral in the background, unfortunately. I should deck this out, but, you know, I'll eventually get around to it. So I have my Everyday Fresh half sheets, Happynichi Skinny, they're calling it something different now, notebook in here. And I made these craft plastic dividers, and I cut them out by hand. I do have a silhouette cameo. I could do it like that, but I just used one of the index dashboards, measured it out with this part, and then cut it out. I also have a video on that. And obviously that's wider, so I took a half sheets and made it the size that I want. That is how I made these. That way everybody could make them. They're very inexpensive. You can get 2 or 3 of these. I can't remember. I think 2 per 12 by 12 sheet of craft plastic, which is available on Amazon, and I've seen it as low as 25 sheets for $13. Okay, so you can make your own very, very inexpensively and create as many as you want. I call this Ono Grinds because I used to live in Hawaii, and I am Irish, German, and French, so I've used a lot of French in here. This is called chef d'oeuvre, which means basically main attraction, so this is my main dishes section, and have several recipes in here. Then I have accoutrement, so your side dishes, because I like to put my own little twist on and play of words. I like writing, so That's why I just chose different words instead of having the same old, same old. And this is called Delicacies, and I've just put craft scrapbooking paper that I've cut down and punched. And then I have Le Petit Déjeuner, basically, that's French for breakfast. And then I have different sections that I haven't named yet. So those will come about once I do more recipes, as it were. So that's 1 section, 2, 3, 4. And I went with the summer theme because I did this in the summer. 5, 6, 7, and that's it so far. And then I just have 1 to protect this back page. Okay? So that's a quick little flip through. And I just have the dot grid paper in here. That's a quick little show and tell flip through of this cute little Recipe Nook planner of mine. I adore it. I love it. I think that the kitchen is the heart of the home. So there's that. It's very comforting to me. And I love my recipes. I remember everybody, each individual person, you know, that cooked with me and shared with me their recipe. So, it's a way of memory keeping for me. And I'm very sentimental, so these things really matter to me. And of course, my mom's chicken noodle soup. Okay, so that is everything. Now, one of my subscribers, these are on mini discs, and one of my subscribers watched my video where I hauled these a while back, and she said that the medium discs fit in the planner. Okay, she has a full leather planner. This is material and then leather accents. I just loved these designs, so both of mine are like that. And this is my other one from House of Flynn, okay? So I decided to try it. So I just took one of my half sheets. This just so happens to be the Glam Girl one. And I put medium discs on it. So just like I thought, which is why I never tried, it doesn't fit. For whatever reason, this planner, it just doesn't fit in it. It stays open like that, and I'm not going to break this in order to close this up and make it work. Okay? So, I tried. It does not work. Her planner is all leather. She said she has the moss green one that's all leather, and it works just fine for her. So, maybe it's just the way it was made. So the leather ones will fit the medium disc. I wish this fit the medium discs because I have a lot of recipes, you know. So my intention for this was to use it for my Happynichi, but I have my Happynichi on expander discs. So I just keep it on the mini discs. And I have 2 of them. So once this one fills up, then I can start with this one, and so on and so forth. Okay? So unfortunately, that did not work. And you can see these are the medium discs. So I tried. So, okay, so let's get into the recipe, shall we? So today, I am going to share a certain recipe. Now, since I have this paper and I love it, I thought we would use this paper out of the new Glam Girl Happynichi half sheets. And it has dot grid. And it has this beautiful blue scallop. How pretty. And the dots are blue. So I'm going to use this paper instead today. Okay, and then I have a couple of sticker books, the Fun Florals and the Watercolor. I've picked the stickers that I want to use, a quote per usual, and then beautiful floral stickers, roses, and this will go in my section of chef d'oeuvre. Oh no, I'm sorry. It won't. It goes in the accoutrement section because this is just a side thing because it's a bread recipe. Okay? All right. So this recipe is from a dear friend of mine that I met years and years ago. They were diplomats or are diplomats, whatever. And they are from Saudi Arabia. And this is from my good friend, the Al-Adwani family. And they are such lovely people. I love them to pieces. And Hala. And she and I made this together. Now, there are many renditions of this recipe. But this is the one that I have. And it's called Al-Kalaya Al-Nahal. So obviously that's Arabic. And how I translate that personally into English is I call this beehive bread. Because once it's cooked, it looks like a honeycomb, basically. So, oh, it's good. It's so worth the effort and super duper simple. So, let's get going. And first, I am going to decorate. So we're going to use these stickers. Somehow, I should get out my scissors though. I love language. I love writing, like I said. So my best friend, she speaks 7 languages. Okay? How cool is that? And she was accepted into Georgetown Law School. How do you like them apples? That is no easy feat to accomplish. She is very smart. So, and she's actually from Michigan, but she came here for school, you know. All right. Now, I usually like to go ahead and take this part off of my sticker sheet because it just makes it easier to pull up all the stickers. Okay? And I just try to hold the stickers down as I do this. Okay? Just like that. It makes it, ooh, and that one stuck to it, so some of them you have to hold down, otherwise, oh, you are being a tricksy one. Okay, we'll let you stay there for now. I promise you this is worth the effort, though, and I will get that sticker. Don't worry, because I don't like to waste. But I have really good friends. The people I associate with are just good people. That's what I prefer. You know, the kind of person I like to be around, as it were. And, oh, we got 2 of them stuck there. And her husband would always bring me gifts for some reason. He was so sweet. Just random acts of kindness, you know. I still have this one seashell wreath he got for me when he was in Pennsylvania. Guess he was at a conference or whatever, and he brought that back for me. Very nice, and I have it to this day. So I do have my studio decked out in memories with things people have given me over the years. So, I really dig that. Alright, and then I'll just toss that. I'll just get that out of my way. Okay, so I'm just gonna sort of pick strategic locations for these beauties. And I'm going to try to get it done without having to peel them up. Can you see? Okay. But roses certainly came to mind when I pulled this recipe because they are just such nice people. I always had fun. So whenever I make this, I always think of them. You know? And we make this a lot. Even some of my friends, once I treat them to this, they request it from me. You know what I mean? Ruh-roh, did I put that down wrong? Or is it just facing in the same direction? Let's see. Let me see. So, here we are peeling again. It's okay. Well, that's taking the paper up, so I'm going to leave it. Now, do I want this like this? Okay. Oh, okay, I thought that's what the deal was, because as you can see, these flowers are very similar, but this little grouping is on top on this one and on bottom on this one. So I pulled one from down here that matched this one exactly. I thought that was the case, and now the clusters are both on top, and they're both on bottom here. So that's the inner sanctum, as it were. I know, I do plan it like that, so it just looks better. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut, and I'm gonna just place these all around, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I have all of my floral the way I like it around the perimeter, front and back. Super duper cute. And on the back, I always like to put a positive quote. So this is from the Watercolor Happy Planner sticker book. It says, "Life was meant for good friends and great adventures." So I'm going to put that right here, and then I have a spot for my picture. Now, I've made this several times. I have pictures already of it, but it would take me a really long time to find one. So next time I make it, I'll take a new picture, and then I will start saving it in an album under I guess, Recipe Nook Planner photos. So that way I can get them printed and onto my pages, as it were. So I am going to write this recipe out, and I am going to use the Micron 0.1 archival ink. It has a super fine tip. I'll show you. See that? So I can write super duper tiny. Yeah. And then I will bring you back. Okay, guys. So this is it. Ta-da! Look how beautiful that looks. That's the front. Basically, these are all the ingredients, and I've broken it down by section. And this is the back with the directions and beautiful decor and my quote. Now, I do have a small zip printer, so I will just print a tiny little... I have several photo printers, so regardless of whichever one I use, even if I just do it on Xerox paper or whatever, you know, whatever you have, basically, I'm just going to make a small, tiny little picture and put it here. Okay. So let's break this down and read the recipe. And yes, that is Arabic handwriting. I am very multi-talented. Focus, sweetie. There you go. So, there you have it. Al-Khalaya al-Nahal, beehive bread. And once I make this for somebody who's never tried it, oh my goodness, do they request it. I can't tell you how many times I have made this for one of my friends in particular. I even had to make enough, like several batches, so she could take it to work with her and share it with her coworkers, because it's a fun thing to do. So it's delicious. Okay, so here it is, beehive bread. Dough. For the dough, what you need is 3 pook cups, and I spell it P-O-O-K just to transliterate it, as I also have Al-Khalaya al-Nahal transliterated for non-Arab speakers right there. Nido, or pook rather, is basically like Philadelphia cream cheese. Okay? So, let me just show you what it looks like. Super easy. There is a screenshot of it. Okay? All it is just like Philadelphia cream cheese. So you can use that. Then add 3 tablespoons, when necessary, of flour. So you need 3 pook cups of flour plus an additional 3 tablespoons added when necessary. So basically 3 cups. A lot of my friends, including this one, just used the pook cup as their measurement, but roughly translated in equivalent to a cup. Okay, give or take. 1 tablespoon of yeast, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a tablespoon of baking powder, 2 to 4 tablespoons of what's called Heba soda, and they are black seeds. You can find them in any Mediterranean or Arabic grocery store. 4 tablespoons of Nido, or 1 cup of milk, and omit the 1 cup of water called for. Okay, so what Nido is instant full cream milk powder. Here is a picture of what it looks like. Even Walmart sells this. So where you'll locate this in Walmart is usually in the Hispanic section. They keep it in that section for whatever reason. Or buy your just powdered milk in general. But that's how they have it in my Walmart. So, and then 1 pook cup, so 1 cup of water. And then what you have is you need 1 Saudi coffee cup of olive oil. And this is what a Saudi coffee cup looks like for those who are not familiar. Right here on this side, these. And that is about 1/4 of a cup, give or take, of olive oil. Okay? Then you have your egg wash. So you need 1 to 2 eggs mixed with 2 teaspoons of powdered vanilla. And you don't have to do that. That just gives it a good smell, as it were. So there's that. And then for the filling, 1.5 cups, pook cups, or Philadelphia cream cheese, low fat, if you're into that like me, of the cheese. Then for the topping is 2 teaspoons of Heba soda, black seeds. And on top, or as a dip, you can add one of 2 things. You can add a half a cup of honey or half a cup of shira. And that's translated basically into sugar water. And all that is you take a cup of sugar and you add a couple cups of water, boil it on the stove, and then it turns into a syrup, a simple syrup. That's all it is. So you can use that. Most of the time we just omit that because, we're into health more. So we usually omit that part. But honey is very good for you nonetheless. Okay, the directions. Very easy. Put all the ingredients in a bowl. Now, of course, common sense tells you get your yeast ready. So in order to get your yeast ready, you take your yeast and you put it in a little bit of water and you let it rise until it foams and bubbles. Okay, and then you add it in. So basically add your dry ingredients first and then mix it up a little with your hands. Get in there, have fun. And then add in if you're using milk, add that in. If you're using the Nido, then of course you're going to add your water in at that time, and then the yeast that has water in it. Now, if you're in a different sort of climate and your yeast has trouble rising, make sure you keep your yeast in the freezer. That's how I do, because it lasts longer that way. And then you can add just a little bit of sugar in it with the hot water, and then it'll help it rise better. Okay? Then you can put olive oil in a square Pyrex dish or any small rectangular glass baking dish, depending on how many you're making. Personally, I also have ring pans. It has a hole in the center. But if you don't have a ring pan, you can do the same thing in a Pyrex, one of those longer Pyrex dishes, or even the small square one. And then just add your dough in there in a circle ring formation. It just looks pretty, in my opinion. So, okay, so whatever dish you have, use that. And then put flour in a bowl, in a dish on the side. You're going to use that to dip your fingers in so the dough won't stick. Because give or take, depending on the climate, the weather, where you live, if you're heavy-handed and using your milk or your water, the dough is gonna be sticky. So, anyway, after you mix all that together, you're gonna set it aside and cover it and let it rise for 30 minutes. Okay? And in the meantime, that's when you're getting your, baking dish ready. So, you're gonna make small balls with the dough. Then dip them in the flour, depending on the stickiness level, obviously. Then using your thumbs, you make them into saucer shapes, like a disc with a deep concave middle. Then you fill each saucer with your cream cheese or your pook. Then you close the dough and reshape it into a ball. Basically, your ball will form when you're closing up that concave center that has your cream cheese in it. Place from the outside in your greased pan. And then you're going to paint with your egg wash. And that'll just give it a really nice color, and it'll also make the heba soda, which are black seeds. It'll help make that stick. Then add your heba soda on egg painted dough. And then you bake it for 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Then, after it cools, you can add your asal, which is the Arabic word for honey, or your shira, which is the Arabic word for sugar water. And you can omit that step completely if you don't want all those extra calories. And you just drizzle that on top. It's so tasty. So if you want to indulge, it's delicious. You can make it also into 2 different rings by having a little puka, which is the Hawaiian word for whole, in the middle. And then you can put a bowl of asal, honey, right in the center of it. And you can take your bread and dip it. So for those who are watching their weight or whatever, if they're diabetic or whatever, they don't have to have the honey or the shira, the sugar water on it. And for those that aren't, they can dip it right in. And it looks pretty. If you have a ring formation in that bowl in the center, it looks pretty. And then, people can choose whether they want to have those extra calories or not. And then you serve it with kahwa, which is coffee, Saudi coffee, or sha'i, which means tea. So, there you have it, guys. That is my beehive bread, and I guarantee you, you will love this bread. Now, you don't even have to fill it if you don't want to. If you just want the bread without the cheese, you can do it that way too. Now, I never do it that way. I always put my cream cheese in it, but if you just want to have plain rolls, you can do it just like that. So, let's get this into my lovely planner. I hope you guys try it out and make it, or if you already know about this recipe, because it's very famous with people from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, because I have a lot of friends from Dubai, Sharjah, you know, so depending on where you're from. But people in general from the Gulf, they always make that, so. Alright, this is going to go into my accoutrement section. I have my beautiful lumpia. And now I have my lovely al-Kalail al-Nahal recipe. So, that is everything, guys. I hope that if you try it, you guys let me know and see how it turned out. It's very, very good. I mean, I have never had anyone not like it, and like I said, anyone I introduce this recipe to, they always request me to make that for them and bring it. So, anyway, oops, focus. Anyway, this is my little recipe Nook share, backed by popular demand. So, if you like what you saw, and I hope you guys try this recipe. Thank you ever so kindly for watching, and I hope that you do take into consideration subscribing to my channel. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.